What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. So today we got another banger of Marvel Future Fight update video, even though the update is a very big banging disappointment. So our previous video with Hope, I basically went over the Epic Quest, so I don't really need to go back through that total rigor, but know that as we've seen in previous Epic Quests, the likes of Sentry and so forth, and the treatment of Epic Quest characters have not been at large very good, especially since they seem to become all forgotten type characters that don't receive any updates. That's where we are with it. So with the likes of Havok basically being introduced as the Epic Quest main character, and we're basically following his storyline, we'll take a look at this character right now. So number one, where does Havok sit with inside the meta? So he's only at tier 3. So it kind of puts him behind the pace just a little bit. So what we're going to do is take a look at the character from the perspective of who is he competing against in terms of the meta. So that way players have the ability to understand that. So number one, let's take a look at him. He's a blast type character. He is a superhero, and he is a male, and he is a mutant. So that's where we're going to compare him at first of all to. So here goes the problem with Havok. Okay, so Havok essentially has 4 other characters that he's currently competing against. That's Professor X, Cyclops, Cable, and Phoenix Force. What's this dude's name right here? Jesus Christ, Kid Omega. Now you could essentially say that he's also competing against my man right here, because he does have tier 3. But to be honest with you, I don't remember him being all that great, but I guess we'll leave him in there. These are the characters that he's currently competing at. As a blast type mutant character, getting over that hurdle, like I think even at this point, like you're kind of, you know, somewhat good, that you know he's not going to necessarily be as good as Professor X or as good as Cyclops at tier 4 and Cable at tier 4 as well. These 3 characters are going to eclipse him. So just in terms of those 3 characters, he's sitting behind the power curve pretty heavy. I mean, you're basically 4 characters deep before you really need to get to Havok in terms of like, is this the character to play? Now compare him to Iceman and Kid Omega, and you're like, I don't think Bishop will ever be as good as any of these characters. I know you could compare him to them based on, you know, the transcendence and stuff like that, but like these characters aren't that great. The last time these characters even received updates, uniforms, or anything like that is just so long ago that it's just ridiculous. So I don't really compare him to those characters because they don't have any relevancy to be in the meta. I mean, Bishop he got a transcendence, but it was one of those bullshit transcendences. So just think about it that way. If you extend past his mutant status and you were to just say all species of superhero male, it gets even worse, right? So essentially from there, we get Adam Warlock, you get Doctor Strange, Iron Man, even the likes of Peter, Star-Lord is inside of here as well. You know, his viability drops down even more, and from the questionnaire that they gave us, we basically get the insinuation that at some point Armor Wars is going to happen, and even Rhodey probably will receive a tier 4 inside here. So short of him receiving a T4 inside of this update, and that T4 being absolutely amazing, he's really behind the power curve and probably depth by about maybe 5 to 6 orders. He's probably sitting somewhere in the top 10, but let's be honest, it ain't a deep top 10. You know what I mean? Like, just, it ain't a deep top 10. So let's take a look at his kit overall, right? So number one, inside his kit, like I said previously inside the Hope Summers video, you can see here, I've basically got him maxed out on all stats simply from, you know, my gear, my ESO, my cards, my swords, team up collections, and shield archive, and all of these benefits. It's really easy now to max out characters. If you're at the end game state and you've got a proper card build, I'll show you what mine is inside here. So let's take a look at my cards. Primarily, you can see my view card effects over here. It's just not that difficult to basically max out stats, so that way you can hit those crit damage and dodge limitations on your character anymore. And I don't even necessarily have that great of a card deck, if I'm being perfectly honest. You see here, I still haven't even reached 25% on my cards. I could, like, you know, I could have replaced Best Guardians of the Galaxy inside there and got that, but I'm, you know, trying to plan out a different card deck inside here to play with. So not necessarily like all that difficult. I basically got him at type 4. I don't really plan on enhancing him unless I know that he's getting a tier 4. Overall, the ESO Power Angry Hulk inside here, I have no artifact for him. I think that his artifact wasn't even that great if I remember. Let's take a look real quick. So inside of artifacts for Havok, I think this was just the copy paste artifact. Yeah, just the basic damage to supervillain, superhero faction type artifacts, you know, copy paste. Like I said, from the update, the only ones that were really any good were these 3 right here. Exodus had a artifact that basically makes him a support character, tier 2 support character, which is ridiculous. Rachel has the revive, and Madeline has the immortal artifact inside of those. So those are the only good ones anyways. So then custom gear, I don't have anything on Havok yet. I really don't, and I don't know what to put on him, to be perfectly honest. I have no clue what to put on him. Yeah, I just really don't know what to put on him yet. So in terms of character gear, I haven't done anything to equip his Uru. Like I said, always beneficial to amplify the Urus for the characters if they're at tier 3 or you're taking them tier 4, to at least get the 4 slots of the Uru inside here. They've now added this worthless ass Uru amplifier inside there, which makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but it's what they've done inside of here. But like I said, as long as you've got the gold sitting in there, kind of worth it to just get at least the 4 slots available to you, so that way you can kind of equip them out. One thing for the Uru that you always want to do, I kind of make it important to tell players, is regardless of what you're doing with the character, but especially if you've got them at tier 3 and you plan on playing them in any sort of regard, is to equip 2 of the Uru onto the character for which you know that their skills are base. So meaning if they're physical attack, then you equip 2 physical attack Uru on each slot. If they are energy attack, then you equip 2 energy attack Uru. So for instance here, I know Havok is an energy attack character, so I'm going to equip 2 Uru of energy attack, 2 Uru of energy attack onto each of the slots. Now, depending on what else you want to do with this, you know, however you fill out the character's kit, meaning, you know, where are the deficiencies in the character kit? Do you not have enough energy crit rate? Do you not have enough dodge? Do you not have enough crit damage? Ignore cooldown. What is it that you're missing determines what other Urus you should be equipping and what slot they're in. But at the very least, at least if you have 4 of them, then you're pretty good. So that's how I normally equip out characters. Why did I do a 5-star in that one? Yeah, I did a 5-star in that one. I don't know why I did that. That was stupid. Okay, we'll waste the 5. I don't know why that happened, but there we go. So now he has 4 Uru, 2 Uru in each slot in the tree. In terms of artifact, it's basically largely dependent upon his skills that you want to basically take a look at. But you can see here is energy attack inside of there. You know, paralysis ignores. He's got some stun snare. He's got his accumulation with his recovery effect. Now, 3RL said this character was supposed to be good at PvP, but I'm gonna be honest with you, there's nothing in this character's kit that I essentially saw that was supposed to be good about him being in PvP. Now, the recommended position for this character wasn't that. It was as a leader, damage dealer, in boss battles. So that's where the character is supposed to shine. You see here like a secondary position is supposed to be arena, but there's nothing about this character's kit that's supposed to be inside there. So, you know, take that as you see it. Now, the game is going to require you to max level out all of the character's skills because, you know, why not? I'm gonna have to do it, even though he's the leading update character for it. You can get away if you don't have enough gold to basically not level up his 1 and 2 skills, because there's nothing really on those skills to be used. So like no heartbreak if you just level up 3, 4, and 5, because that's really where you're going to be spending most of your rotation through, and we'll see that here in a second. So depending on how you look at those, if you're really having a hard time, then always take yourself over to the rank up. WNG Love Manny seems to be the leader for every freaking character. That boy spends money. Woo! But you can see he's got a CTP of Rage. Totally understandable. I don't think I have a CTP of Rage. But I usually look at the top 3, and then I'll, you know, comparatively look at the top the top 10 to basically see what's most players using for this. But I think with Havok, because of his skills and the effects of them, you're going to pretty much see CTP of Rages. I mean, if you're using a character for boss battle, at this point, it's pretty much CTP of Rage, right? That's pretty much where it's at. If you don't have a CTP of Rage, then, you know, you could, like you can see, I'm pretty deficient on CTP of Rage. You could go CTP of Energy, or you could go with an Obelisk that has a CTP of Rage like effect. Those are going to be pretty hard to find in terms of like making sure you get one that has a crit rate and dodge, and then has the, you know, the effect for the roll up. But, you know, you could find one overall inside the kit, inside the game. I don't think I've played around with these quite a bit as of late to do one. Let's equip him with this one for now. We're just going to give him the Obelisk inside of here for the 120 Obelisk. I think I'll probably have better Obelisk, but I just want to kind of give you guys the video impressions overall of the character. So let's take a look at the skills now inside of here for what we need. Like I said, the really good part is I didn't need any way to you know, to max him out or to level. So I don't think that they did a bad job again in terms of the skills. He looks pretty good, especially on autoplay when you use him. He's got some really good effects that look really cool. So one, basically a nice little throw skill. Like I said, you're probably not going to be using these. Nice little 2 blast skill inside there. It looks pretty cool, right? Like none of his skills necessarily look bad or anything. I like the little expanding disc, destructo disc, or whatever they had going on there. It looked pretty cool. The 4th skill, he's loaded up. This is the problem that you'll see with Havok, though, for me looking at him. A lot of the times, if you look, there's like a delay on him having any iframes on his skill. And this is how you know immediately that he's not going to be a PvP related character. There's just not enough iframes in the beginning of his skill. So let's take a look at his practice combo. So like I said, 3, 5, 4, very simple combo inside here. 3, delay, cancel, 5, and then into 4. That's a very simple combination. You're not going to get very much simpler than that. So let's look at where we're skill canceled. 3, 5. As soon as that disc basically comes out, you're basically going for the cancel. So let's reset it one more time to see it. 3, disc comes out, 5, and then 4. There you go. And that's his skills. Nice hit damage on that. 80, you know, 90 hit points on there. And then we have his 3, 5, 4, 6 skills. So it's 3, delay, cancel. So you see that disc, 4, and then directly into the 6. No cancels needed at all. Now he pops off with that 6 for quite a while inside of his skill kit. So it looks really cool, right? So really simple, easy rotation with Havok, right? Very, very simple. So what I want to do is I want to take a look at how Havok performs inside of World Boss, because that's supposed to be where he's going to get his shine, right? Now, the problem is like I said, he's already about 5 levels deep in terms of blast type characters that you're basically using. So even if I was going to play World Boss, for instance, right? And let's say I really wanted to play World Boss and I needed to do, like, I was clearing higher level stages and it required a blast type male character. The problem is that I probably really don't need to use Havok unless it basically gets down to blast type males, superhero mutants, where he probably has like a 4th or 5th slot in terms of category for that. So you don't have a lot of reason to choose him over a whole lot of other characters, although he could be useful in terms of his leadership. Is one of the things I did forget to show you guys in terms of his skills. His leadership isn't necessarily bad, right? It gives you a nice 50% increase of energy attack inside there for basically all your characters. The rest of it that's just it, you know. So you're probably going to use his brother as the, you know, carry, but he could be used as a different carry for basically blast type males with that 50% energy attack. So think about it in terms of that. You know, that's the best way I could explain it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use him against Null first. Yeah, I don't really want to take him to stage 30, but you can basically see, like, this is where I first started seeing, like, hey, I could use him at stage 30 for a blast type character. I'm not going to run him through his paces there. I'm just going to go to stage 2 like I always do for most people. Like I said, for most players, the rewards at stage 2 versus the rewards at stage 30 are going to be the same as the rewards at stage 99. They haven't done very much in this game to improve the rewards. Even though it says you will get better rewards playing on higher difficulty, it's just absolutely not true. We all know it not to be true. The very fact that they're still giving us tier 3 mats and Norn Stones of Chaos as rewards. Norn Stones of Chaos aren't even required to take your character to stage 3 and beyond. So why are we getting Norn Stones of Chaos for World Boss Legend activities? What should be happening inside here is at the bare minimum, the rewards here should be basically anything that are going to get me to tier 3 or tier 4 and be required. So this doesn't need to be here. It should be replaced with something else. So anyways, let's take him inside of this in training mode. Let's see where we can pop him in the easiest. I think we could pop him out easiest probably with this character right here. Let's do that one. Well, no, because she's not going to apply to him for the leadership, because I don't think he's a leader character. I really don't think he's a leadership character. Where is Havok at? Let's go blast. Where are you? There you go, Havok. I don't think he's a leadership. I don't think he has the leadership, so he might not benefit from that skill of her being there. So here goes the problem too. Okay. Yeah. Whatever. We'll use that right there. So, and we'll see where he sits anyways. Not a big deal. Realistically, potential level there for you to basically pay the characters and be there. So 3-5-4, simple enough rotation. Let's see how much damage he basically can deal to 3-5-4. Some pretty nice damage there. He got him down like all the way to 43. Can't complain about that whatsoever. And he's doing this with the obelisk right now. So I knew I was going to get caught. I'm not like the best player to skip animations like that. So 3, this comes out 5, and then 4. Look at that. Got him off the bench in about 20 seconds. Not bad with an obelisk. So let's see if he can rotate through on this skill and crack him. 3-5-4. Rotates through pretty well. You can't complain about it. I'm not gonna so normally I would stay in there and try to tank that, but I'm not gonna do it just because I have a bad feeling there. So let's go here. 3-5-4 and then 6 to get him down. Not bad. Not bad at all, to be honest with you. There he's all the way in there for that. Can we? I don't think we. That skill interrupts. I didn't think it was. So roughly about a minute on gnome. That's not bad. Not really hating on that at all. That's pretty decent in terms of rotation. And, you know, I don't think he was benefiting from her leadership at all, to be perfectly honest. So, like, not bad. So now what I want to do is I want to test him against, like, a harder boss. Like, realistically, like, Null, Ultron, and Mephisto, those are, like, 3 bosses that they have inside World Boss Legend that they're like, whatever, right? You know what I mean? Where you're really going to end up testing characters is inside King, inside Gore, and inside Phoenix. So I think the start place for where you're going to be testing, because Phoenix and King to me are probably like, they're probably 2 of the more annoying mission sets to go into. So we're going to replace him with Hope here, and we'll go with the Blast type character. There we go. So now he's benefiting from both of their supports. And then we'll jump in here. So 3-5-4, simple combination to 3-5-4-6. The delay cancel is really easy. As soon as you basically see the energy disc come out, that's basically when you're canceling and rotating into the next one. So let's see how he deals with Gore inside here overall. So, all right. So what I want to do is I'm going to slip out of this one just because I don't want to get him hurt just yet. 3-5-4. It's not a whole lot of damage going on now, but he takes, oh damn, he didn't take that hit very well. 3-5-4. I expected him to do more damage, but his heal is pretty nice. Like, you know, he's getting back in terms of the damage for the heal for that. So I'm happy about that. You know, like, that's good. But this isn't bad. It's not bad. His survivability is way better than what I experienced with Hopes. So I'm happy about that. Let's get around this. Let's get around that. And let's get away from this. 3-5-4. It's just that there's, like, you know, be honest, right? Like, he's going against Gore here. So I'm surprised even with the lack of. So we need this 6 basically come up. Shit, what is Gore about to do? He's about to fuck me up. I haven't had to play down this level with Gore in quite some time, if I'm being honest with you. Ooh. Where you at, Gore? Damn, I like the little blast though. It's like how did I miss the 5? Oh, because I'm playing with mouse and keyboard. Get out of that. Now, this is crazy because his heal, even with the lack of iframes inside of a lot of his skills, his heal is doing a lot better than what I experienced with Hope's skill. Like, Hope's didn't seem like there was a whole lot on it whatsoever. Now, could this be a better run with a CTP of Rage on him? You know, I'm not unimpressed. I'll say that much. This is definitely not a PvP character. I think 3RL made a mistake there for sure. He is definitely a oh shit, he survived that. I'm surprised about that. Wow, he survived it. Ooh, get out of there, get out of there. I was worried about that. Damn it. All right, so he got hit. That was my fault. Like, surprisingly, I'm not gonna run through this again. I think you're getting the point that he's potentially there to be a really good tier 4 type character. Like, I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him at all, to be perfectly honest. Like, Havok seemed to be far better in terms of handling a hit despite not having a lot of iframes on his skill. So let's go back to this real quick because I want to take a look at his skill kit. So his 1 skill, there's nothing on it. 2 skill, there's nothing on it either. His 3 skill, he gets the recovery at 30% HP there, with the accumulation damage basically being on his 3 skill. And then we get paralysis, incapacitation, paralysis. It does ignore immunity. 25% chance of penetrate, but you can see here it doesn't penetrate invincible, so like that's a problem. But he gets a nice little frenzy buff, and then over here he continues with the frenzy buff, so he's able to maintain a lot of damage throughout all his skills, which is probably the reason why he, like, you know, in terms of up. And then on his 6th skill is the only place where he gets the invincible and the increased basic attack, where we see all of that damage happen. To be honest with you, he could potentially receive a tier 4 and be probably a really good character, especially with his own leadership at 50%. Not really disappointed in the character. Is he enough to justify you paying the additional 1,100 crystals? I don't think so. I really don't. I think that they need to start looking at characters as a baseline trend to say, like, I have to introduce characters into the game as at least a T3 with the intent within the next 9 or even 6 to 12 months that they receive some type of upgrade, even if it's an incremental upgrade without a uniform. Meaning, like, hey, Havok gets a T3, but he's gonna get a T4 maybe within a year, and even if we don't have a uniform for him, he's gonna get that tier 4. So that way he basically be on par in terms of the stats getting there. And then the characters that receive uniform, you know, they're just gonna be better than some of those characters, but at least you get a T4 Havok that can at least compete with other tier 4s by baseline. Because what we are in at this point, what I continue to try to show, and the reason why I keep pushing for a transmog system, is with as many things that they've added into the game where you can hit stats really easy. Like if I showed you, like, you know, between my cards, my swords are not even like really that great. Like I've got 1 sword kit inside of here that is like really maxed out. You can look over here and you can see this one. It's not maxed out at all. It's just a 5 level inside of here because I got this. This one's at a 5 level as well. So the only one I've got maxed out is the yellow intelligence 6 over here. That's it. There's room to basically be had and grow for the characters, but with your agent levels and everything, if you're hitting the in-game stages, then you're essentially basically able to do these, and you don't need the uniform options anymore. Like, that's just the truth. Like, if you go and you were to take it, one of the things that used to be of import was the fact that you were operating at a detriment to your character in terms of hitting these marks by having a uniform on the character. or not having a uniform, and getting that uniform gave you optimization plus the ability to hit those caps. Now I don't need to have those uniform options, so the value of the uniform has essentially decreased a little bit because I don't need the uniform option. So the only place where I'm putting all of my bucket in is to my skill optimizations, the rotations and the skill effects, which is going to highlight the uniforms even more in terms of like, did you do it right? Because the uniform options really didn't make a difference to me anymore because I'm at the end game state, right? Like I'm veteran playing end game state. Could you reach that level relatively quickly? Probably. Realistically, yes. But yeah, so Havok's not a bad character overall. Not a bad. To me, he definitely feels better than Hope. I'm gonna be honest with you. Hope seems to get clapped pretty quickly and pretty easy, and her the problem with her too, I find, is like looking at her skills. I thought she had more recovery on her skills, but it doesn't. She's got a 20% recovery. That's it. And to be honest with you, that 20% recovery doesn't seem to matter so much because it doesn't really, it's not really amping her up. I probably got to put some HP Urus on her to see a little bit more, because that's usually where I go once I finish up the character kit and I know I'm stacked out on those. I immediately go to 2 HP Urus and then go to anything else inside the character. So I'll throw some HP Urus on her, play with her a little bit more to see if she has some more viability there, but not mad at Havok. Not mad at him at all. Still not enough to justify 1100 crystals, but not mad at him at all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a comment drop a comment below and let me know if you enjoyed this video. Hit that like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.